Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, we have an exciting day planned today. Something we haven't shown you guys in quite a while. That is our greenhouse.
We've got a lot of stuff going on in there, and we're so excited to show an update for you. Also, we do have quite a bit of harvesting to do today, so make sure you stick around. But first, we have animal chores to do, so let's get started.
Good morning, pigs. Good morning, piglets. You guys want some water? There you go. I hear you, Myrtle. Good morning, Myrtle. Good morning, Ginger. There you go. Yes, you get yours too, Myrtle. And Charlie and Donna and Linda, how are you guys this morning? Linda, you have hay all over your face.
Morning, girl. Morning. Not your turn. Morning, bunny.
Morning, chickens. Morning, ducks.
Okay, let's go out. Out, girl. Well, morning chores are done and it is a beautiful day, super sunny. So it's going to be really warm here in the greenhouse, especially because we've turned off the fans and the ventilation system so that you guys can hear us. Otherwise we'd be yelling at you all the time, but that means it's going to get quite warm in here.
So we're going to go ahead and get the plants uncovered, and then we want to show you guys around, show you how things are going. We have some harvesting to do today, and we're just excited to show you guys what's going on in the greenhouse.
Now this time of year, the plants that we're growing in here are all cool weather plants, or mostly cold hardy plants, so they can grow in our mild climate. Here in southern Missouri, we do get cold in January. We've got nights in the single digits, occasionally 0 or below 0, but not very often. But that allows us to grow in a greenhouse setting the cool weather crops like lettuce, cabbage, we have turnips, rutabagas, beets, those kinds of things. But in the winter, we also put up floating row covers, which was the white fabric that you saw us taking down. That's just like an extra added level of protection for them, kind of like blankets to keep them just a little bit warmer in the cold temperatures overnight. Now, those floating row covers can also be used during the regular growing season as a way to keep out pests and insects that are going to kind of devour and eat your plants. So we have used them in both capacities. They're very handy to have on the homestead, but that's what we're using them for this winter. Now, this is our first winter growing in this particular greenhouse. We have a lot of plants in these buckets, but you guys, we did have quite a hard time at the beginning with growing in this greenhouse. One of the main things that kind of set us back is this past fall was so warm, unseasonably warm for a long time. We were in the 90s forever and ever and ever. But we planted all these seeds to germinate when we thought we should have. I mean, based on our previous experience, we planted those seeds when we should have. We just didn't anticipate it being hot for so long. So the seeds and the seedlings really did struggle in the beginning. Also, we were figuring out a watering schedule. This is the first time we've had any of this kind of configuration, this many containers in this environment. So at first we weren't watering enough. Then we finally figured out a watering routine that worked really well for us. And then we figured out that the soil that we bought for all of these containers, which we thought was going to be great, it was organic, it had great reviews, ended up being pretty void of nutrients. That was a setback for us. So we decided to do some fertilizing with an organic fertilizer pretty steadily. And since we've changed all those things, since the weather got cooler, since we figured out a watering schedule, and since we started using organic fertilizer, things have gone much better. And you can see that there's quite a bit of green growth here. We've started being able to harvest lettuce for our salads. And today, we're going to do a great harvest with you guys.
The first thing that we're going to harvest today are these 4 buckets right here in front of me. These are our radishes. We're going to pretty much pick everything in these buckets today because they're just ready to come out of here. And we want to be able to amend these buckets and give it some time to rest before we replant. In these first 2 buckets we have kind of your standard red radish. And you can see they're actually looking really nice. But if we leave them much longer, they'll have a tendency to start to get kind of woody. And we don't want that, so we're going to pull everything out today from both of these buckets. And then in these 2 buckets, we have the long, like daikon or icicle radishes, the white ones. They kind of look like a big white carrot. Let me pull one out. And you can see how nice those are as well. There are some in here that are still a little on the smaller side, but we're going to pick those as well today, just because, like I said, we want to have time to amend this. We have a cold snap coming up, and then right after that cold snap, we're going to get more radishes planted. So we're going to go through, we're going to harvest both of these or all 4 of these buckets today. We'll see what we end up with.
Now as we're picking these radishes, right out here we're gonna pop the greens off and put them in a bucket. We're gonna give them to the animals today. We'll keep the radishes separate and take them home and clean them and get them ready to eat. Now, if you're wondering what on earth we're gonna do with all of these radishes, well, we're gonna eat them. That's what we're gonna do.
That's what I'm doing already.
We're gonna put them in the refrigerator, have them with our salads, eat them, you know, just sliced up with some salt. But we also really like roasted radishes. And I don't think a lot of people have had roasted radishes, but I really recommend that you try it. They're so mild in the oven. We like to roast them in a little butter with a little garlic powder or minced garlic. It's so good, and the flavor is so different and so mild. Well, that's what we got. There's a nice bowl of the red radishes and the white icicle radishes. We got a nice big bucket of greens for the animals.
And as usual, you guys know me. I can't be out in the garden or working without eating at the same time, so I also get a nice snack.
So despite all of the challenges that we've had early in the winter, we're pretty proud of these guys to survive and grow. We have some food to eat for our family.
And now in a week or so, we can replant, and I think we'll do a lot better the second time around.
Yeah, so you guys, let's see what else there is to harvest. Well, we're gonna harvest lettuce next, but you guys, I wanna show you some things that they're not ready to harvest, but we're super happy with their progress, starting with our turnips. We have 4 buckets of turnips because you guys, we love turnips. We like them sliced raw with some salt on them. We like them shredded in our salads, but we also like them roasted in the oven, kind of similar to what we do with radishes. But you guys, I'm so excited. They're almost big enough. Several of them this size. We are just so pleased with the way the turnips are growing. So we have 4 buckets of those. Also, we have rutabagas that are starting to bulb out. Now, rutabagas look kind of like turnips. They taste similar, but not quite the same. Some of them are also starting to bulb out. They take longer to grow than the turnips, but we're really happy with their progress. Look at that one down there. And we're having some success with Kevin's favorite kohlrabi. We have some nice green kohlrabi that are starting to put their little bulbs on here. We're not quite ready, but they're doing well. And then we're also growing the purple kohlrabi, and they are starting to put little bulbs on also. Still not ready, but it is encouraging to see this amount of growth. So even though we've had quite a few challenges this winter, there are some things that are going to be super successful. We just need to wait and keep caring for them. So let's grab a basket and harvest some of this lettuce we have growing. Well, we planted a lot of buckets of lettuce, probably 12 or 14 of them, and I'm really glad that we did, because some of these varieties we've only had like mediocre success because of all the crazy things that have gone on. But this bucket right here is doing fantastic, so we're going to take a bunch of this. This is actually a variety of romaine lettuce, and we are cutting it like leaf lettuce rather than allowing it to get full size to the size that you get at the grocery store. And we really like leaf lettuce because it's a lot younger, more tender, flavorful. So we're just going to harvest a bunch of this, put it in our harvesting bowl. We're just going to be harvesting a variety of different lettuces to make really pretty presentation. And it's going to be fabulous in our salad bowl. This is another absolutely gorgeous variety of leaf lettuce. It's just nice and dark, kind of purpley on top, and then a nice green color toward the ground. It's just beautiful. All of these colors make this lettuce just so healthy and nutritious. So we're just going to take some of these to add to our bowl. After we pick all of this, we'll take it home and rinse it off. Make sure that there aren't any bits of dirt or any little bugs or anything. And we'll store this in the refrigerator. The nice thing about growing your own lettuce and harvesting it at home is that it seems to last longer in your refrigerator than when you buy like the salad mixes at the grocery store, because it's coming, you know, right from your garden to your house that same day, rather than going through packaging and shipping and storage at the grocery store. So I've had some lettuces that will stay good for a week or more in the refrigerator. Now we do put these in, you know, a plastic bag or a container just to keep them safe, keep the moisture content up a little bit, but not too moist. And it really does last well in the refrigerator. Now these two varieties over here are even darker than the last. I just love them. This one is called Lunix and this one is called Merlot. Now you can see that we didn't have really great germination everywhere, but where we did have germination, these guys are finally getting to a size where I feel that I can comfortably start harvesting some of these and putting them into our salads. You know, this dark red burgundy color on lettuce is so nutritious and just packed full of vitamins. I really love having these dark varieties in our salad mixes and in the garden. Now I hope that you can see that I'm cutting these in a way that they're going to keep growing. I'm just really cutting just above where it grows out of the ground, so that more leaves are just going to continue growing out of these little plants. And they'll just keep growing and growing until really it gets too hot, and then they'll go to seed and not be as good. They'll be kind of bitter. But if you harvest like this, you can get lettuce for a really long time. You can see that we got a really nice bowl here of just different kinds of lettuces. We'll take this home, and this will be a couple really nice salads worth of lettuce for our family. And we're not quite done harvesting yet. Let's put this down and move on. Well, the last thing that we're going to harvest today is some of this baby bok choy. It has done so well, and we've decided to have stir fry tonight for dinner, so we're going to incorporate some of this bok choy into that. Now these have grown so well. I'm so pleased. They're pretty much done. Like, I can harvest the entire bok choy. If I wanted to harvest these like leaf lettuce, I probably could too, but we just have so much that I'm just going to harvest the entire plant. So you can see how these look. So this is really a small version of the big size bok choy that you get from the grocery store. These seeds came from Baker Creek. They have all kinds of seeds for bok choys. So I'm just going to take, you know, quite a few of these because they're going to really cook down in our stir fry, and they are very nutritious. Here's two more. So they're supposed to be small like this. And I'll take maybe one more really nice sized one. That should be plenty for in our stir fry. Now before we go, I thought it would be fun if we took some of the greens that we popped off of those radishes and shared them with some of the animals. I know for sure the rabbits will just love them. So let's go give them some of those radish tops.
All right, I know the animals are gonna love these. We're gonna give half of this to the chickens, and then we'll go and give the other half to the rabbits. Here, chickens. There you go. I guess the ducks want some too. There you go, boy. you go, Mama. You want a treat? You need extra so you can raise those babies.
Well, you guys, we got quite a bit of work done. We're so happy that you joined us today while we were doing some chores and did some harvesting here in the greenhouse.
Even though the greenhouse got off to a slow start, we sure are excited about the way it's going now. It is actually starting to provide some food for us, and we're excited to learn more about how to use this greenhouse in the coming years.
You guys, if you're enjoying our videos, we'd sure like for you to hit the subscribe button below. And also, if you share our videos on your social media, that will help us the most. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.